Hey folks, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we're jumping back into our game with Late Age Rlyeh. This might be a threefer. I've got 3 turns. We'll see if we can get through them in 30 minutes. Probably can. This turn is a little bit of a rough one, so let's go ahead and get into it. Turn 19. Here we've got some Ichthids we're fighting. This should not be too hard. Slave Guardians just doing absolute work. Very good units. So is this one. This was pretty good. This battle, though... Oh, no. This one's fine. This is our god coming... Oh, no. We're pinging this. So this is a turn we're thinking about sending our god into this turn for a battle next turn. The thing with that, this guy could drop a lot of water elementals. He could also potentially soul slay and one-hit kill my god. And that we don't like. The thing is, in this game, we do not have my mod on. We don't have improved casting AI, which means this guy, instead of doing water elementals and soul slay, is going to probably spam all sorts of buffs, like water ward and body ethereal and personal luck and cheat fate and all that dumb shit. Which means we can probably send our god in to kill him and just rely on this guy being an idiot. So, aside from that, though, it's just slave troopers and we have horrible morale, which is good because we have fear and awe. Some Ichthids, and then these shamblers who trample, and if they're not trampling, they are not hitting very hard. So, pretty easy throne, except for that Mind Lord, which we're counting on him kind of messing up. Here, we knew this was going to be risky, guys. Turtle Tribe, which I think is what this is, they're pretty good units, and these guys are horrible. My plan for this was I had these guys slightly back positioned, was that these guys would hit, and then these guys would work on a flank. Unfortunately, that's not really what happens. They kind of slam into these militia, and these guys end up kind of wasting most of their time. And then these guys HP route these guys, and yeah, everything dies. Literally everything. The good news is we managed to kill their commanders. So as soon as I can... We're getting a scout here. Basically, we'll send a scout in to take this in a minute. We could stop recruitment. I mean, stop the fort production, but we're not going to do that. That's not really worth having this one turn early. And these guys, we could send them to take it, but it's much more important that they get over here. Because this group has taken attrition. I mean, God, guys, these guys have marched all the way from my capital. That was what I meant when I said a long time ago, like, these guys literally, yeah, they've literally marched all the way up here. And then from here, like, where were they before this? Yeah, I think these are the guys that marched all the way through here. And then from here. Like, guys, this is like this is how good of an expansion party this is. I mean, it was like 30 when it started. But such a good expansion party, guys. Holy shit. But that was why I said way back when, like, we have to do kind of overkill. When you do this long spaghetti expansion like this, you have to do overkill. Like, you can't have your guys running out of fuel once they're away from home. You have to give them enough that they're going to make it all the way out there. Anyway. That's just me rambling. But let's talk about what's happening. We're sending our god, who is up here. He claimed this throne this turn, which is really nice. Gives us a nice, healthy water income. Makes up for the fact our water income site searching has been garbage. We're going to go ahead and send him all the way over here. And we're going to hit this up. We're just going to do resist magic turn 1, then skeletal body, twist fate, personal luck, fire attack closest. We're using all of our script spots because we want it to be a long way away from the Mind Lord. And resist magic first in case somehow the AI... It will reduce the AI's chances to cast Soul Slay as well, in addition to making us more resistant to it. It appears... It'll be interesting to see who's over here, because it looks like Hinnom is kind of wrecking over here. So anyway. And that is interesting. On this front, these guys, fortunately, if this was a hard thing like Shark Tribe, This province right here, I probably would have had to held these guys off. I don't actually know what I would do. And like maybe, or get more indies or something. Like we would have to do something, because what I'm counting on is easy here, and then these guys come and take this, and then we consolidate these forces onto this, which is pretty tough. Like Turtle Tribe, they're not great, but they're pretty good. But if we're doing it with combined Mind Blasters, we'll be fine. So anyway, that's the plan. And then, once we have taken that, they're going to march all the way over here. Down here, we have this squad, which is now ready to start expanding. And we're going to come clear these out, and then come up here and clear this out. So that's the little route for these dudes. And yeah, they're looking pretty sharp. These guys, we're going to go on the Shark Tribe. And we moved up here to pick up some of these guys, basically to function just as an HP sink for the army, and maybe to pick off the odd Shark Tribe if they get engaged in combat. And we also have these Kalulus, which are hopefully going to be helping. Because these Shark Tribe are nasty. I hate Shark Tribe. We may send our God in to clear this one out at some point. Because this one is, there's just not a super easy way to kill 50 Shark Tribe. 60 Kalulus is almost as bad, but I would rather fight them than the Shark Tribe, to be honest. So we'll see. There's a few tough expansions over here, which we may use our God for. But we also may be going off to war. I mean, Oceania has moved down here. We're kind of seeing what's going on, but they don't have any of this. They're really small. We're going to eat them. We can eat them. We're probably like 4 times their... We're probably close to 4 times their income. I think we're 3 times their income. There's no way they're over 1,200. So anyway, that will be a good thing. We've got... Oh, what also sucks is this guy did get patrolled out, which I asked Ulm to do hold an attack on his guys, and he obliged me. Unfortunately, because of my luck, he was killed retreating into enemy territory. God damn it! And I had 2 underwater provinces to retreat to. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Anyway, that is that. And now we're going to go ahead and go to... We've got research pulled up. We'll be like 2 turns away from Thom 3. I already talked about how good Thom 3 is, but we'll talk about it again later. Turn 20. Okay, we have some battles. Here we're going after the Shark Tribe, and you can see it was bloody as I flashed the report up. Now, these guys are good slave guardians. These are okay Kalulu, and this is garbage. Fortunately, some of the Shark Tribe get into my garbage. Does the garbage actually kill them at all? Not really. A little bit. God, Shark Tribe are so nasty. They berserk. 3 attacks. What berserk do they have? 2? Yeah, they are scary. So they killed 8 slave guardians, which is a lot, and that's my like high. Like this hurts. Losing the idiots isn't as big of a deal, but losing the slave guardians kind of sucks. And we'll come up here and just talk about it real quick, because that's going to mean things. What it means is I definitely cannot go further into this Shark Tribe. So we're going to come here in the middle. I'm getting some Miros. They're not very good, but they'll help just boost up our numbers some. And then we're going to come hit probably these 4, which I think we can take with just our army. I probably like all these. This one is probably more. This one's probably like 30 or 40. Kalulu, probably like 35. That could maybe give us some trouble. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be a little dicey. If it fails, it doesn't matter. We've got a fort coming up. Next battle. This is our battle against in the throne. There's a Mind Lord back here. We'll just watch this again. I want to show you the useless shit he's casting. This is why you need improved casting AI. Because even in stuff like this where you kind of would want to do buffs, I don't know. Water Ward here is not the play. Wave Warriors. Anti-magic. Not going to help. Aspect of the Sea, not going to help. I forget what Aspect of the Sea does. Oh, Liquid Body, is that it? No? I have to look up that spell. I forget some of these things underwater. Okay, Astral Shield. Finally, turn 7, he does a Water Elemental. Meanwhile, these guys are probably about to rout. Now, we do occasionally take damage. Oh, we got a chest wound. It's actually not great. It's going to mean we don't do as much lifesteal damage. I don't think it's going to mean we're going to build up too much fatigue. Because we still do have lifesteal. Yeah, we're fine on fatigue. Okay, those guys have finally run. We shoot through these guys. This is why you want to improve casting AI, guys. Look at him. He's like, oh, let's cast quickness on literally everybody. Literally everybody needs quickness. I hate the default game AI, especially with like astral mages. Please tell me he's not quickening the routing guys. But these guys are quickened, these guys are quickened, these guys are quickened, these guys are quickened. You have no more. Okay, now he does paralyze. Turn 38, his first MR negate spell, because all of his little buddies are doing their thing. Meanwhile, I've killed his whole army. And I've got 23 MR, so I'm no slouch. And he casts Paralyze instead of Soul Slay, which is clearly not the call. And he's routed. So he did 2 MR negates things. That was why we felt comfortable doing it. Really just completely relying on how stupid the default spellcasting AI settings are. That's why you really want to use my mod, guys. Improve casting AI. Makes it where you can't get away with bullshit like this. And while it's in our favor now, it's actually not going to be in our favor later, because we're going to have a lot of Astral Mages going off script, and we would really like for them to not spam Body Ethereal. But what are we going to do? Here we take out these guys, and this is pretty easy. These Shamblers and Militia kind of suck. We lose a couple guys, but it's fine. Here we kill these guys, we lose a couple guys as well. So we're taking a little bit of attrition. This one we had them run into hopefully our Meteorite Guard first. But you can see they actually slammed into our Slave Guardians. It wasn't ideal, but it was okay. Get hit by a Famine. I think here... Oh wait, no, we got some Fire Gems and Pearls. And then there we get some tax. And then our Slave Mage, for whatever reason, I didn't mention this last turn, but he was here. I was going to site search this, but then I didn't because I wanted to build the lab. Anyway, he's come over here. He built the lab. He actually got one more free turn, which was kind of cool. We got to site search this. Didn't find anything, but, you know, at least we know it's not there. And yeah, this is coming up. We got 2 months left. Down here, we got 1 month left. Up here, we got 3 months left. So a lot of forts coming up, and I think we started this turn a fort here. So on this part of the world, which will basically be my border with early age Atlantis over here, we're going to have 2 forts that can reinforce this position reasonably quickly. And then this also can, you know, deal with like Barathos or something attacking the underwater over here. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Up here, you can see this turn we got 2 Astral Randoms, or I don't know, between this turn and last turn we've gotten 2. So they're going to research, which is pretty cool. And we're preaching. I think I've got another 20 gems going to Yomi. This is my second 20 Earth Gems I've sent to Yomi, and this is for purchase of 2 hammers, which will be real nice. I can make a lot of Elder Signs, which will get rid of some of the void, or some of the insanity on my dudes, and we can make a bunch of Rings of Water Breathing, like we have on this guy, so that we can send them underwater and they can do temple summoning at our temples. I think, yeah, this guy is going to come down here this turn, and next turn, which we'll go ahead and go to. Next turn, which is my current turn, turn 21, we should be able to build a temple. So this turn, we finished research and thaumaturgy. There's some weird thing about gold not adding up. Anyway, I don't know what this part is. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't continue. Okay, and then we have our god attacking these dudes. We didn't claim the throne. I need to show you what throne it is. It's a bad throne. It's the throne of order. I'm not going to show you this. He murders all those guys. The throne, though, the throne of law, it gives us +1 order for our dominion, which is, you know, fine. Like, it's a nice scale. But it's not great. It's definitely not great. The Abyssia we neighbor over here is, I believe, Middle Abyssia. Yeah, this is Middle Abyssia. So, that's interesting. I think we're going to come over here and take this. You know, I could also... And it may make more sense, actually, because I think I'm going to get income from it. Is I think we're going to go ahead and take this. Kill these stupid shark tribe. Ooh, you know what we should do? Personal luck. Resist magic. I think we're going to do empower magic beings. Which is going to give us bonus strength. Maybe twist fate. Something like that. And yeah, we're going to fly over here and take this out. This will give us a little bit of income, whereas this other stuff down here won't exactly. Oh, we also have a fort coming up here. This one's 4 turns away. I don't know exactly how many forts we're going to build up here, but Atlantis still has not taken this. This Atlantis player is very, very, very conservative in terms of how much they expand. And like Pelagia's over here. Atlantis, I do not think has gotten much. I don't know how you ever win a game if you are not playing at least a little more aggressive than he is. But it's not my position to judge such things. But yeah, we'll probably get the rest of this in a hot second. And we also, fortunately, have a knight being built here. And so that would be nice. Have this knight finished. And he can go ahead and build a fort for us. I'll probably ask Zabalba if they want to do a non-aggression pact. I mean, they're over here. We could probably kill them. I think this is their starting spot. Hopefully they will. We'll see. I mean, Zabalba kind of is a nation that wants to sit there and turtle and get a bunch of blood summons out. So they have a kind of good spot for that. One thing that sucked is Middle-Age Rlyeh had a scout go crazy here, and he attacked my province. And that caused my scout that was here building my fort to retreat. So now instead of these guys attacking outwards, we actually are going to have them build a fort while my scout moves back into position. Ain't that some shit? And the only reason this scout was scripted to retreat was because he pinged this throne before, and I scripted him to retreat here. Okay, I don't know if we went through all the battles. So we had King in Yellow killing this one. We killed the turtle tribes here, didn't lose anything. This one, we had our scout come in. This was this province from a couple turns ago where we'd killed their commanders, so we've taken that now. Here was Rlyeh attacking us and actually screwing up our fort construction. And yeah, here we attacked some Ichthids. I think that was this fight right here on the map. And yeah, so warring tribes cause unrest. So Oceania. So Oceania has now failed 2 turns in a row. And they're the only player that has. They're like out of town or something. I don't know if they didn't bother to find a sub for that little bit of time, which they certainly could have. But we're going to eat them. So we're sending them a message this turn. Dear sea pony neighbors of Asaloon, we have a big army that's sitting around, and I need you to help me get them off the payroll, or they're going to need to earn their pay stub by conquering new lands. So grab your sword, spears, rubber ducks, whatever you're using to fight, and let us joust. Since we had a nap 3 and it's turn 21, when I send this, you have turn 22, 23, 24 to prepare. Turn 25, we meet in glorious combat. You know, I actually probably should send another message, because I realize that may not be completely clear. That means I realized that might not be entirely clear. I just thought this happened in another game too, where I typed something like that and they misunderstood me. Orders can land on turn 25. Just be issued. And so what that means is this turn I have to time when this army moves up. So if I sent it this turn, the next turn it would be here, and I would send an order to here. So next turn would be turn 22. Turn 23, they would be here, and then they would attack here on turn 24, which is one turn too early. So that means next turn, not this one, we need to send this goon squad out. And I've got a bunch of dudes here that are going to come up. So we're going to merge these armies, and then these armies are going to come up here, and then we're going to blast into them. And these guys combined with these dudes and these dudes, we're going to have probably like 50 mind blasters, which is a lot, and then probably like 100 something meteorite guard. There's a few other things we're doing to kind of get ready. One is I'm switching over to get some of these trader princes. Now these guys will go insane, which my buddy who is looking over my shoulder while I play this reminded me of. But it's still worth it, in my opinion, to get the line formation. But what we're going to be doing, I've switched the research a bit, so we're going to get construction 2, and then conjuration 1, and then conjuration 2. So what we're going to be able to do, though, is we're going to make... Let's see where I have them. I know I've got an Earth random somewhere running around. I'm like, is it just this guy? Well, we'll have to see. Okay, there's a few things to talk about, but hopefully I get another Earth random. We put an Elder Sign on him, and he's going to run out around here. But there's a few things we're going to need to make. Oh, God, there's so much I need to talk about. I empowered this dude in nature, because I'm going to need to do it anyway to make a Moonvine bracelet or something later. And anyway, he's casting Horror Specs in the meantime, which we just unlocked this turn. So that's a thing. This guy, who I have moving out, I think I actually don't want him to move out. I think we're going to have him research this turn. And the reason is I'm going to want him making endless bags of wine next turn, which is going to give me a little bit of supply bonuses for marching through these oceans, because we definitely could starve. So next turn, we're going to make those, and they're going to come with my cap army, and then when we meet up, hopefully there's no starving. And I probably need to make 2. So this one's going to make 1, and then this other dude's going to make 1, and then we'll bring 2 of those, and hopefully my army won't starve, because it's going to be a big, scary army. I might as well bring my prophet. How insane are we? We're only 3. I kind of want to do one more turn, and then we march out. But if I get an insane roll, he's going to be late to the party. So that's fine. You can see we're getting the Dominion up here a good bit. We're at, 5 right now? And so we can actually preach it up to 7. Which would be kind of cool. We get a lot of free spawn, but it's going to drive my guys batshit crazy. But that's why we're going to make Elder Signs. So anyway, that is happening. Next turn, we're going to be aiming to do the bag of wine construction. I want to make a clam of pearls, and we're going to bring probably most of the mages in this fort up for this conflict. The only way I see myself losing this conflict is either some ungodly PD dump, or, and honestly, that's not going to be very effective because Meteorite Guard are going to murder PD. Or his god has some pretty crazy kit. And so to deal with the god issue, we're going to be doing two things. One is, once it's time to fight, we're going to bring this guy with like 4 or 5 gems, and he's going to be on conservative gem use. And he's going to cast Spirit Curse, which I should easily have by then. And this is going to basically curse something within range 50. I can't remember if this one actually might work, though. Yeah, this one's also range 50. I could bring this. Doesn't take a gem. We're going to bring the death guy with gems, probably. We're not going to pull the nature mage up here for this. So, but anyway, we're going to put some gems on him. He's going to do Spirit Curse, cursing their god, and then his god having to engage with my guys, potentially with getting Wither weapons on him and some other shenanigans. I mean, Meteorite Guard are going to hit like goddamn freight trains. There's no way this is going to go well, I don't think, for his god. These are very difficult to super combatant. So he's going to have to deal with Spirit Curse. He's going to have to deal with a boatload of Meteorite Guards, potentially with Withering Weapons, which is going to give him Decay. And then, on top of that, we're going to bring these guys. And what I'm imagining is, like, here's who I'm imagining. We'll go ahead and set this up. It'll probably be like, I don't know if I'm probably going to bring him to do fanaticism. Oh no, we can't do it with this few slaves. But it'll probably be something like this. Like, these two are going to be the slaves. And then these 3 will all be masters. And then some of them can do Empower Magic Being if I want to. But, like, maybe this guy does. We'll have Power the Spheres, which we're going to do on this guy. And so I need to make a Clam of Pearls for him. And then this guy is going to do Communion Master and then summon Earth Power. That's going to give my slaves a good bit of reinvigoration. And I think that will be a pretty stable Communion. And then they're going to spam out basically Mind Burn. Like so. And that will actually be quite difficult for a god to withstand. Like 3 or 4 Mind Burns coming out of turn. The problem, of course, is when they go off script, they are going to do dumb stuff like Body Ethereal and Twist Fate and all of that. But eventually they'll switch back to Mind Burning. So we'll have to see. But I may want to be careful where I put them, so that I don't have a ton of stuff near them to fluff. Because if you have a big Mage Corps with a lot of people on Guard Commander, they can spend a lot of time fluffing. And it's a little bit of a thing, because I do worry about his Sacred, like his Cav flanking me and getting in on my mages. But I don't think that's going to be an issue for this war. So anyway, turn 25, we'll have our first attack orders issued. And then I think our main plan of engagement is we'll have an army here and an army here, which will consolidate here. I want to have my god in a fort so that if I want to, I can magic phase in and kill PD in case he wants to. Like, what I would probably do if I were him would be to put, like, an army here, like he has, and then PD dump this and move these guys in the same turn. And that way it'd be like, oh, surprise, you didn't know. But anyway, the problem is if he lets me get here, then he's pretty screwed, because I can now raid all of down here. I got his capital in check, which means he has to, like, patrol his capital, and then I don't have to attack his capital. I could raid any one of these other provinces. So we're going to do that. We're going to take over Assaloon, and from there we'll have decisions about, do we want to go over to Blandos? Do we want to focus on other things? We're going to have enough guys at our border that I think we're okay with Rlyeh. I can always pull my god to help defend against Rlyeh. The other thing to note, though, is Rlyeh is dealing with a bunch of Krieg bullshit, where Krieg is sending all these underwater assassins at him, which I don't know why he's doing it. I think he's just trying to piss them off. I don't know if they've come on land or what. I don't know what they've done. But Krieg does not like him, these squids, and so he is sending underwater heretic assassins to go muck with these guys, which is just great for me. It really is. It means they're distracted. And if I kill whoever's on Doom of Assaloon, then that means, Well, I mean, that basically is going to mean that I don't have to worry about this particular 2v1, which I think it was very, very likely given my starting position, because one of them is dead. So anyway, we will have basically put ourselves in this corner of the map where it's going to be very difficult to get at us. And then we get to decide. I think I may just roll with the idea of like a tentacle alliance and be friends with Rlyeh for a while. But if they ever choose to attack us, we'll go over there and kill them. But it does make me kind of wonder what are maybe the next steps. And I may choose to get my feet wet on land. Or I guess that's the wrong thing. Not feet wet, feet dry. Mictlan is probably... Apparently there's a war brewing between Mictlan and Arata. Ulm is thinking about maybe engaging Mictlan, but I think he's also looking to engage these guys. So we'll see. Krieg is fighting Agartha and then maybe some other nations, because he's running around off-world. And yeah, Tianchi is fighting Yomi. So there's a bunch of little conflicts I could choose to stick my head in. Now I have non-aggression pacts with a lot of different people. Like so many people I can't even remember. So I actually have to go check. But I think if we get Doom of Aslan, the most obvious thing to me would be to head over here and take over the underwater system. And then potentially take over all of Blandos. To me, that just seems pretty obvious. There's a Yomi over here, which by the time I get the underwater stuff, and there's also a Jotunheim. Jotunheim's a bit less interesting. I could get some Scrotty maybe from Enslaved Mind, which we're going to be running up towards quite quickly, since Thaumaturgy is definitely a goal of ours. Yeah, anyway. That's maybe the most tempting idea. Come over here. There's not other land nations to kick me off. And this actually is a fair number of provinces. It's probably like 30 or 40. So this would be, I think, pretty good to have in my pocket. And it's a really easy planet for me to get just from all this underwater stuff here. So I think that's my plan. Overrun the underwater system after I have the Doom of Asaloon. And once I have the underwater system, then I'll probably take over the land here. And then... once I take over the land, then I'm going to be very big and scary. And in the meantime, the thing is, I'm going to be building up all these armies. Like, I'm going to have a big jellyfish army. I'm going to have armies that start getting made over here. I've got to look at where I build my fort. I think we're going to build our second fort in this province. I think this is the highest income province. In these parts, it's got 4 connections. It's a pretty good fort location. So we'll have one here and one here. These are going to be making up armies reasonably soon, too. And I can look to do things with them. Like, we can potentially vulture and take a few coastal provinces. So we're going to be looking for little opportunities like that. Oh, one other thing I might mention. This throne was taken by Vedheim, which was kind of weird, because I was thinking about sending my god here, like YOLOing in. There's a very good chance they would have killed my god. Rimvedis would fatigue out my god very quickly, I think, if they surrounded him. So that, we're actually glad we're not dealing with that. He does have some cold resistance, but 5 is not enough to be surrounded by Rimvedi in cold 3. Even though a lot of the, like, what is being surrounded by guys with the Chilara do, well, it will make you fatigue out. And we will mitigate that in part by life drain, but not enough. Not enough. So anyway, I think that's basically it. We're getting ready for our first war. We have a ton of forts coming up. Right now, our research is going up by about 50 a turn, but in very short order, like this fort just came online, it's getting upgraded. So in very short order, we'll have one more group making mages every turn. We'll have this one, so there's 2 making mages every turn, 3, 4, and then I know I have a 5th one, and I started this 5th one here. So we have 5 more forts under construction. And then soon to be more than that. And each of those forts is going to be 10 RP per turn. So right now we're at probably 60, but I'm usually making one of the mages do something else. New RP a turn. Well, that's going to go very quickly to 100 RP a turn. So we will be pulling in the research quite quickly. And then, yeah. All right, guys. A bit of a longer episode. Well, I guess it's okay. 35 minutes. Thank you all for joining. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. And hands up for Bubbles. See you guys next time.